It's 4 years of my life in a 10 by 20 box. This is one of the best ideas I've ever had. I'm at a loss for words right now. What's going on, y'all? My name is Riley, and this is episode 16 of our behind the scenes series. Today I'm gonna bring you guys behind the scenes and show you guys collections that we've been working on for over 4 years. This is all the collections that we're saving for future events. We're gonna talk about the biggest ones and why we're deciding to sell them early. All of this stuff here, we've invested a lot of money in, but that's a sunk cost. Every day we decide to hold this stuff is a choice to buy it. We can either buy it every day or we can sell it every day, but you're making a choice one way or the other because we're gonna continue to hold it. We have to pay for storage. We have to pay for these items to be here. So there's an opportunity cost to that. And over the past 4 years, I just never considered selling any of this stuff, and it's gotten too far. I've gone a little bit too far with this idea because it's really cool. The UT event is really, really good. It's our best event that we do. It's super exciting. It's really cool to be able to bring the community together and host this really big event. The problem is that event grew over time. It wasn't just this massive event that started one day and then we just had 1,500 people at the door the first time. Our next event will be our 9th time doing the event. This is over 4 years in the making. These collections, I haven't built up that way. I've just been holding on to them in the hopes that they'll turn into big events when I decide to do that. But that's just never how this worked. It started with the test and then it worked its way there. And I wasn't following my own formula, and now it's time to rethink this stuff. I guess I'll start with the most recent collection and then we'll work our way back. So the first one is going to be our NFL stuff. First time doing this one, we used to do a Cowboys one. Now we're going to do all NFL teams because Austin's a transplant city. We have a lot of people from all over the place, and I think it'll be cool to have a big variety of pieces, something for everyone. After that, it'll be our UT event, which will be August 23rd. We have over 500 pieces so far. Nick's working on a huge collection too. Shout out to Nick. He's got a ton of really good stuff. It's going to be our best event. After that, our car collection. So we're going to do something hopefully in collaboration with F1 or one of the F1 teams. We have over 250 car promo items, and this is a collection that I've been working on for over 4 years. We have a really good stack of tees down here. We have 3 bins here. We have over 200 items in these bins, and this is like the coolest car promo stuff that you can find. And we have from Land Rover, Ferrari, Porsche. We have a lot of really good Porsche shirts and sweatshirts. We have some really good F1 stuff, really cool like vintage F1 pieces that you really can't find a whole lot. Good Mercedes-Benz, just really, really cool stuff. Then probably around South by Southwest, we are going to do something with the Spurs. About a year ago, someone from the Spurs reached out to us and they wanted to collaborate, which was super, super exciting. The problem is they gave us like a week heads up. These collections take a really long time. We have 2 bins of Spurs stuff here and a small little stack. Lots of goodies here. 99 champions, some Tim Duncan, just some really cool stuff there. That one's exciting. Oh, we have Jesus tees. This one's really exciting too. We have a lot of really cool like Jesus pieces. You know, if y'all have seen those old Jesus tees where it's like parodies of different things, this one's really, really cool. We have a ton of these. I want to probably do that in collaboration with maybe my church. This one's more of a passion project for me. It's something I really think is the right thing to do. So I just want to do something that's really cool for the community, and I think this one's really cool. So right now the plan is to do this pop-up sometime, maybe around Easter, and donate most of the money that's made from this. So we have a small stack of Jesus tees there, and then 2 bins, all full. Next, we have merch. This may not seem like a lot, but if you come with me, this will all be merch one day. We get asked all the time if we're gonna do merch. That's what all of this is for. It's all blank navy blue. Big fan of navy blue. I think it's the color of the year. This is really exciting. We have a lot of really good navy blue blank sweatshirts and t-shirts, some jackets. I want to do chain stitch jackets. We made one so far, like a sample, but this may be staff only. So if you want to keep a classic jacket, get a job. This brings us to the last 3, which I was the most excited about, and it's why we're making this video. If you noticed, earlier this week, we did a collection of Nick's pieces, and that was really hard for me. Because for the past 4 years, I've been saving every New York item that I've ever found. Over 500 pieces of New York items. I was planning on doing a homecoming pop-up. We're gonna rent a store in New York for a month or 2 and kind of do a pop-up in New York with all these New York items and Polo Ralph Lauren. So I've been saving all this crazy New York stuff to do this pop-up, and Andrew and I sat down yesterday and started talking about the feasibility of all of these plans, because we're putting away at any given time 30% of our inventory is just getting put on these shelves and forgotten about for these future events. And while these events are really, really cool, once we're getting up to 8, 9, 10 different events, we're saving a huge chunk of inventory that can be sold at any point to provide value to the business. And I want to show y'all what it's really like to run a business, and it's about making hard decisions. And the hard decision that we had to make this week was, do we do this New York pop-up or do we not? And we looked at our timetable about where our goals are at and what we want to do, and we want to open a store here in Austin. That's where we're at. And as much as New York is where I'm from and where I want to show love, at the end of the day, like, Austin's home. This is where we started our brand, and this is where we want our future to be. So this is 4 years of my life. These boxes are 4 years of me deciding to never sell this stuff. And then after 4 years, kind of sit back and we just were like, we have to let this go. We can't just sit on this stuff forever. So I want to show you guys some of these really cool pieces before we end up, sending them off. With that being said, let's go through some of these pieces, because there's some really cool stuff in here that we just haven't really looked at for over 4 years. This box is all New York stuff, and this is our miscellaneous selection. So there's a lot of like just regular New York tees, but there's some really cool stuff. Little New York Stock Exchange shirt. This one's really cool. Oh, here we go. This is a really good one. Bronx High School class of '59. This is a 50s Bronx High School t-shirt. I'm sorry for anyone who was in the Bronx in the 50s. This one's really cool. A little Manhattan Subway shirt, single stitched. Really, really good one. Brooklyn Dodgers, little heritage tee. These are really, really popular right now, and we have a lot of them. I think I have like 5 or 6 of these. This one's really, really cool. This is a 60s Brooklyn Botanical Garden shirt with like a bonsai tree in it. Very, very cool. A little small for me, but a true, like, just really good shirt. All right, that's 2 bins down, and all of these to go. Let's see what we got here. We have Mets and Rangers stuff. If you're a Mets fan, I'm sorry. Shout out to my father-in-law. Just a ton of Mets stuff. I don't think there's anything really super beyond exciting in here, but there's some cool staple pieces. These Looney Tunes ones do really, really well. Rangers, definitely have some really good Rangers pieces in here. Jerseys, 94 champions, Nutmeg, 94 champion. Just a ton of really cool Rangers pieces in there. An insane amount of Polo Ralph Lauren. This is all rugby shirts. Oh my gosh, look at this one. This is a really good one. The faded green and purple. I think I have 3 of these. I have a personal that I wear a lot, but this one's really, really good. And then there's some super collectible items in here, like Shield logos and Cookie logos. But yeah, if you get a shot in here, this is all just different color striped rugby shirts. These are all just regular button-ups, more collared shirts, and different rugbies, flannels, stuff like that. More polo shirts. I don't think there's anything crazy in here. Oh, this one's good. Shout out to Chief Keef. Oh, I think we have some graphic tees here. Look at this one. Polo New York. This is a early 2000s graphic, but it's based off of like a 50s kind of like high school. Polo Bear, Polo Bear, Polo Sport, Polo Bear, like more Polo Bear. Just nothing but heat in here. Gotta have some regular stuff. Another Cookie logo. Oh, here we go. Cookie logo. not one, but 2 shields. This is just, oh my gosh. I wish these were the long sleeves, but if you know, you know. This is a really good one. This is a really good one. I forgot I had this. Another really good polo rugby shirt with the Polo Sport pre-Polo Sport tag. So I want to say this is from the early 90s, if I remember correctly. Look at this. 5 Horsemen rugby shirt in the orange colorway. Just actually found this one. Surprisingly, I got this one really cheap, which is very rare for polo stuff for me. I tend to pay up pretty well for a lot of this stuff. I think, if I remember correctly, one of these is the Mac Miller shirt. I just can't remember which one it is, but there's a picture of Mac Miller wearing one of these. That's people really like. All Polo Ralph Lauren. We have over 500 items. Like, it's hard to imagine what 500 polo pieces looks like until you're really looking at it, and it's not slop. You know what I mean? This isn't like 5 years of just like, okay, I found one polo button up at the bins and like that's it. Like, that's like, I mean, I just showed you like 3 200 plus, you know, rugby shirts in a row. Polo flag knits. If you know, you know. I've been sitting on these for like 2 years. Not because I thought they were gonna go up in value, but because I wanted to save them and sell them all at once in a collection. Because I wanted to have a collection and have it sold that no one else has. And I mean, I think I achieved the no one else has part of the collection, but it's just not feasible for us right now. So I have to find other ways to liquidate. Now we're onto the Harrington jackets. I have over 100 Harrington jackets. Little plaid, wool, cotton blend, denim, Harrington. This is like a denim chore on that good Polo Ralph Lauren tag. Ugh. Jeez. These things are heavy. Like, these are styles that you don't see every day. Now we get to move on to the fun stuff. This is all of our New York stuff. And yeah, man, it's a lot. Yankees box 1, Yankees box 2, Yankees box 3, Yankees box 4, Yankees box 5. 5 bins full of Yankee stuff. That's not even including the 3 like stacks we have on the shelf behind you. Really good pieces. No slop, no mid. I'm at a loss for words right now. It's funny, I have a friend who does eBay. He's like a big eBay guy. He's like, man, don't get attached to your inventory. Like, you gotta let it go. But, you know, I think that's easier said than done. I think it's easy to say, oh man, don't get attached to this stuff. It's just clothes. It'll come and go. And, you know, I think that's true for the most part. But, you know, I really care about this stuff. Probably more than I should. Because it's really cool to me. It's, you know, this stuff tells a story, and like, not only does it tell a story, but I had a story in mind, and I was buying all this stuff, and you know, I had a plan to sell all this in a really unique way and do something that no one's ever done before, and it's hard to have to give that up, to have to go, yeah, you know what, I know this idea was really good, but you know, I just can't do this anymore. We don't have the time to do this. And I'm just trying to document some of these items and some of these pieces that, you know, I spent 4 years curating with a vision in mind, because it's just cool. Like, regardless of if we end up doing it or not, the idea of it was just really, really good, and I stand on that. But just not the right time. One of the biggest struggles with owning a business is resource management, and the key purpose of a business is to utilize your resources and provide a value to your customers. What you'll find as an entrepreneur is you struggle with evaluating the opportunity cost of utilizing your resources in different ways. It's like owning stocks. When you own a stock, you have to decide whether or not you want to buy or sell. And every day you choose not to sell that stock is a decision to buy. And this is all the same. I really think that's a valuable way to look at your resources you have in life, whether you own a business or not, is evaluate what resources you have at your hand and whether or not you would buy them at the current value that they are. And if you wouldn't buy them at what they're worth right now, you should probably just sell it, because that money is better spent towards something else in your life. And that's where we're at right now. This New York Knicks and this Polo pop-up, I think, is one of the best ideas I've ever had. In the future, we're definitely going to come back to this idea, but right now, we're trying to build the best vintage store in the country. And in order to do that, we need to maximize our current resources. And we need capital to, build out the store, to get brand new good inventory for the store. And as much as this stuff is really cool, if I open a store in Austin, Texas and fill it with New York Knicks items, people are gonna look at me like I'm insane. We've been very successful in our business up to this point by being picky. And unfortunately, that works really great when you're running your own business and we're able to do pop-ups and we're able to do our own things. But the struggle is when you have to find, a space that someone else is in charge of. And it's been a struggle for us. If we're going after the best, we can't settle for okay. We need the best. And that's really it. Thanks for listening to me yap for however long this video is. Shout out to y'all for coming onto YouTube. This is our first time doing a long form content. It's very interesting to explain all of this stuff because it's 4 years of my life in a 10 by 20 box. And I think that's why we're making it today, is because I don't think a lot of people realize quite how much effort, we really put into this stuff. Especially, our larger collections and kind of some of our bigger projects. There is an absolute insane amount of work that's going on behind the scenes, and it's not just me. We have an amazing team behind the scenes, constantly putting in a ton of effort, and on top of the 4+ years I spent building this business, but the 2 years I spent building the business before that, and the 3 years I spent building the business before that. What you see here is years and years of effort in one 10 by 20 box. And I say that because social media right now is this landscape for comparison, and if I can do this, you can. It's just time and dedication. If you just put your mind towards something and you really, really want it, there's nothing that's gonna stop you from getting there. You just have to have the time and dedication to get there. So thanks for listening to me yap. This has been a lot of fun. Until then, keep it classic.